Welcome to MojoPlays, and today, we're reliving the past again and again and again with video games that have seen more re-releases than the likes of Skyrim and Resident Evil 4.
A mud crab scuttles towards
First
you.
Roda!
I didn't catch that.
First Roda!
I didn't quite catch that.
First Roda!
Your shout echoes all the way to Sovngarde.
Minecraft. A game that took the world by storm and became a cultural icon, fans have no shortage of options to explore the endlessly procedurally generated world and all of its user creations. The simple premise of exploring the world at your leisure makes it easy to pick up and play. And the low poly textures have made it easy for developer Mojang to publish the game on almost every modern day gaming system with a graphics card. Even over 10 years later, the Minecraft community is still going strong, and some of their creations are truly the stuff of legend. The easy access to the game, no matter where you are, is undoubtedly a driving factor in the game's ongoing success. Bobble. Of all the things to come from the 80s boom of video games, you wouldn't think a game about a pair of dragons blowing spit bubble traps at enemies would be the one to stand out. But here we are. A runaway success in its original arcade incarnation, the Bobble dragons soon found themselves blowing up and popping onto home consoles and handhelds. It has become so synonymous with Nintendo, many fans don't even know it started in the arcades. And some version of the game has been released on nearly every Nintendo console to date. With numerous sequels, spin-offs, and clones, this is one bubble that seems unlikely to ever burst. Dragon's Lair. One of the original arcade coin munchers, Dragon's Lair became an arcade hit due to its style that made players part of an animated adventure. The game was ported to numerous other platforms shortly after, to varying successes. But it's also seen playable versions on DVD players and, more recently, cell phones and tablets. Dirk the Daring's adventure still holds up visually today thanks to Don Bluth's striking color palette and character designs, even if its on-rails gameplay might not be for everyone. There have been numerous sequels as well as remakes, but none have managed to recapture the original game's spirit, which is why Dirk has even found himself on modern consoles. Final Fantasy. The title that launched a franchise that is still going strong over 3 decades later, Square's last-ditch effort at a hit video game is also the most readily available for fans to play. It's been re-released as a standalone title over the years, as well as in many collections. The various updated versions have made the original Final Fantasy not only a landmark title in gaming, but also one of the most re-released games in Square's extensive catalog. With recent re-releases on everything from tablets to smartphones and the newest consoles, it would seem that Square has just as much nostalgia for the title that saved its legacy as gamers do. Doom. The joke, "Can it run Doom?" came from somewhere, and it was most likely due to the sheer ridiculous number of times id Software's classic shooter has been re-released over the years. The genre-defining title has appeared on nearly every console in one form or another since its original release, and it's responsible for the popular Doom clone craze we're still experiencing today. With people even managing to get Doom to run on everything from pregnancy tests to refrigerators, and even going so far as to build a working version of the shooter in Minecraft, the official number of re-releases is dwarfed by the fan community's unofficial endless imagination and resourcefulness. Street Fighter II. Arguably responsible for revolutionizing the fighting genre because of a bug, Street Fighter II is not only the most recognizable Street Fighter game, it's also the best-selling entry in the entire series. That's likely due in no small part to the game's numerous re-releases and updated versions. With no fewer than 6 separate versions of the game at the time of writing, Capcom has seen fit to release one version or another of their classic fighter on everything from the Amiga to, most recently, the Nintendo Switch. Managing to outshine even its most recent entries for many die-hard fans, Street Fighter II has yet to encounter a console it wasn't ready to throw down on. PacMan. Back in the 80s, there wasn't a child alive who didn't suffer from Pac-Man fever. The little yellow pizza man waka-waka'd his way through children's allowances just like the little pellets he devours while running from his demons. Widely regarded as one of the most important video games ever created, Pac-Man has managed to munch himself onto nearly every gaming device known to man in one form or another. We just don't talk about the Atari 2600 version. With countless updates to the classic formula, even a battle royale of all things, the secret formula to Pac-Man's success was its simplicity. Any player of any skill level could take up a joystick and have a great time running the mazes with Pac-Man and 4 of his closest ghostly friends. Even over 4 decades later, the Pac-Man fever is still going strong. Sonic the Hedgehog. The blue blur burst onto the scene on the Sega Genesis and instantly became an icon for the freshly minted console coming for Nintendo's crown. While Sonic has yet to reach the same heights as his dazzling debut in the years since, and even with almost 200 games in his repertoire, few, if any, have managed to recapture the magic of the first time Sonic sneakers hit the Green Hill Zone. It seems Sega is very aware of the importance of the Hedgehog's first outing, as it wasn't long before Sonic was racing his way onto not only more of Sega's consoles, but their competitors as well. These days, you can find Sonic racing on nearly every console generation since Sega bowed out of the console wars, and even take him on the go with your preferred mobile device. Super Mario Bros. Super Mario Bros. Is undeniably responsible for saving the entire fledgling video game industry, but it also put Nintendo, formerly mostly known for making toys, on the world stage as the new premier gaming system developers. More than his arcade outings, it helped Mario become a mascot and launched an entire franchise that is stronger today than ever before. Not one to leave their legacy behind, Nintendo has re-released the original Super Mario Bros. As standalone downloads on nearly every one of its consoles. The game has also been packaged with other popular entries in the Plumber's extensive catalog. It could even be played in the original GameCube release of Animal Crossing. Everything about its pitch-perfect design also makes it one of the most replayable titles in Nintendo's history. And the game's iconic music is recognizable to even the most casual gamer. Tetris. Without question, Tetris is one of the most recognizable and popular puzzle games ever created. The simple design of clearing multi-shaped blocks as they fall faster and faster is infinitely addicting and is arguably responsible for the gaming trope of just one more game. Tetris launched not only a series of copycats, but also an endless stream of re-releases and ports as well as updates to the addictive gameplay. It became a worldwide phenomenon and remains one that is played and studied even to this day. Most recently, the University of Oxford found that playing Tetris helps those suffering from PTSD symptoms recover faster. Yay, video games! The game was even so popular upon release that many would recall seeing falling blocks in their dreams. Given its ongoing popularity, as well as new iterations, future generations will continue playing Tetris well after the complicated story of its origins is long forgotten.
It's poetry, art, and math all working in magical synchronicity. It's the perfect game.
How many times have you repurchased the same game? And which titles will you always rebuy? Let us know which favorites you'll always have in your collection in the comments down below. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.